Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. Take a look at this photo right here. New Hampshire Supreme Court denies Owen Labrie's request for new trial. Labrie had requested new trial by citing ineffective counsel. The New Hampshire Supreme Court has rejected the latest appeal of a prep school graduate who was convicted of sexually assaulting a classmate. Owen Labrie, 23, was convicted of using a computer to lure a girl into a sexual encounter and was ordered to register as a sex offender once he's released from jail. He is seeking a new trial and argued to the Supreme Court that his lawyers failed to properly do their jobs in defending him. Labrie was convicted of 3 counts of sexual assault, endangering the welfare of a child, and using a computer to lure an underage student for sex. He was a senior at St. Paul's School in 2014 when he sent emails to a freshman girl inviting her to take part in something known as the Senior Salute, which often had a sexual component. In his appeal to the state Supreme Court, Labrie argued that his lawyers were ineffective in part because they didn't mount a defense to the computer charge. But in a 3-0 ruling, the court said that in order to prevail, Labrie had to show that no competent lawyer would have engaged in the challenge conduct. In his opening and closing arguments, lead attorney Jay Carney focused on an exchange of emails between Labrie and the victim to prove there was no collusion. The court found that attacking the victim's credibility instead of focusing on the defense intent was reasonable and not for the court to second guess. The court said although intent was explicitly mentioned in the opening statement or closing arguments throughout the trial, the defense attacked the state's circumstantial evidence of that intent. Labrie asked the court to find that the computer charge shouldn't apply because he wasn't using the internet, but rather an internet accessible only to St. Paul's community. The court ruled that the internet network constructed the use of an internet service, so the law would still apply. The court rejected a previous appeal in which Labrie challenged his other convictions. He reported to jail in December and is scheduled to be released on June 24th, when he will have to register as a sex offender. And that did it for my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another news report. Good night, everyone, and bye.